bypass surgery because I am now only 2.5 years old. It's fantastic. Because I feel like I was reborn on April 16, 2004 when I had Roux-en-Y laparoscopic surgery right here in the valley in the 818, woo, representing. I am a 100% Mexican-American Valley girl, you guys. I was like, oh, qué bueno! I had my surgery right here with Dr. Khaleesi, who's my surgeon. This is me modeling for Torrid, which is a plus-size clothing company. Those are size 28 camouflage pants, which if you can hold the picture, don't switch it for a second. How many of you, first of all, have the copy of OH magazine that I'm in? There's a picture of me in the magazine where I'm standing in those pants. But let me tell you, a month before my surgery, I wore those pants to an Oscar party. I couldn't zip them up. Don't even act like you guys don't know what I'm talking about. It took 3 valet guys to pull me out of the limo because the pants were so tight I couldn't move my knee to help them. I was craned out to the Oscar party in those pants, and then I'm proud to say that in the magazine I'm standing in one leg. But here's a couple of things I want to say about how I got to the place where I decided to have gastric bypass, which I am so grateful to God and the universe and the technological people in the United States and the medical community for researching, creating this as an option for us and making it as safe as possible, because for me, it is by far the greatest thing I've ever done in my life. I, like many of you, I was a chubby kid. I say I was chubby. People look at pictures and go, no, you were fat. Okay, whatever. Let's not get picky, okay? I have been up and down and up and down, and I come from a long line of big women with big hair and big boobs and big mouths. So I was not so different than anyone else in my family. And like many of you, had been on every single diet in the world and had been very successful at a lot of the diets. I literally have gained and lost the same 100 pounds 4 times since college. It's really hard, and it's not easier for men. In many ways, they got much bigger problems, All right, not really. But we love you. It's really difficult. And a world that tells us all the time that we suck, that we're lazy, that we're this, that we're that. Really? Because you know what? I'm a good person. And so I decided I was going to have the surgery and I was going to be done feeling bad about myself. And a lot of people have talked today about the difference between the physical, our surgery being a tool to deal with the physical hunger, and it most definitely is. But let me be very honest with you, I didn't get to weigh 300 pounds because I had a problem with portion control. Okay? So what gastric bypass doesn't do is take care of the head hunger, right? That's a whole other issue. Earlier today, we saw a graphic that says obesity is a disease. It is a disease. And the only known cure for it is weight loss surgery. But that's only the beginning of the work. That is step 1 to the cure. Step 1. You still have to work. I made the decision that I was not going to give myself the opportunity to go down that slippery slope that I know I'm really capable of sliding down successfully. So since April 16, 2004, I've had no alcohol, no sugar, 0, nada. Not a birthday cake, we got married, not even wedding cake. Nothing. So people love to talk about the pitfalls. There are pitfalls. That is the reality. Going into this, all of us researched it. We know it's not a cure-all. We know that having gastric bypass surgery isn't going to make you happy. It's not going to make your spouse love you. It's not going to get you a raise at work. But what is going to happen is that finally you have been given the tool to have the thing that has eluded you your entire life, which is control over your own body. And now people are knowing you for the first time as a thin person. How weird is that? There are a lot of really great things about it, but it isn't a cure-all. It doesn't end here. The metaphor that I always use, the thing I always say to people is that my whole life I felt like I had been sentenced to fat prison for a crime that I did not commit. Because don't tell me that an 8-year-old who weighs 140 pounds has made the choices and has gone to the grocery store and bought the food that got her to 140 pounds, right? So I felt like I had been sentenced to a life sentence in fat prison with no possibility of parole for a crime I didn't commit. And what gastric bypass surgery gave me was parole. I'm out on parole, but you know what? If I slip up or I make a mistake, they'll send me right back. It is not forever. It is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning. I also had circumferential abdominoplasty in February, and I had my arms done. You can see this was like 5.5 months out. I had my thighs done June 20th, and my boobs, my gravity-defying boobs. Look at this. No, seriously, good times, get on the times.